What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to show you how I make my kombucha. Not everybody makes their kombucha the same. I'm just going to show you how I make mine, and it works for me. And I find it to be like the easiest way. So if you're interested, go ahead and follow along. So you're going to need a gallon glass jar, a small pot, coffee filter, rubber band, 14 cups of filtered water, a cup of cane sugar, and 6 bags of tea of your choice, a Scoby, and some kombucha starter culture. And you're going to also need some pH test strips. So you're going to bring 2 cups of water to a boil and then remove from heat. I'm just going to be using a quart-size mason jar for this, and I'm just going to let it steep for about 10 minutes. So after 10 minutes, you're gonna take the bags out, and then you're gonna add your 1 cup of sugar, and then you're gonna stir it until it's fully dissolved. Okay, now get your gallon-sized container and fill it up with 12 cups of water. Add your 2 cups of your brewed tea. Add your 1 cup of starter culture, and that could be from your Fermentaholics Kombucha Life Starter Culture Kit. I'm just using my first ferment, and it worked just fine. And now with clean hands, you're going to add your Scoby. And then you're going to test the pH level with some test strips. And it should be under a 4.5, but mine was clearly not under 4.5, so I ended up adding a little bit of apple cider vinegar to it to increase the acidity, and that worked just fine. And then retest it. I put about a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in it to get the acidity level down far enough. Okay, and so that's it. Now you just need to cover it with either a coffee filter or some type of cloth on top to keep the bugs and stuff like that out, and put it in a warm place. My house is pretty cold, so I ended up wrapping mine up like a baby. Had to do this the first time too because it was pretty cold in my house. And cold equals mold, so this is my method of keeping it warm. I just wrapped a couple towels around it, and I left it in my kitchen. My kitchen is cold, so this is what I had to do. And it worked. Depending on the temperature, most kombucha will reach its peak within 7 to 21 days. At day 7, you can begin tasting your brew. This involves tasting daily until your ideal kombucha flavor is reached. If it's too sweet, cover it and let it go for a few days longer. If it's too tart, simply sweeten it during bottling and then let it go a few days less time. So my husband purchased these really cool looking swing top bottles, but I'm not using them because I can't fit a bottle brush in them. And yeah, I need to be able to clean inside of there, and I don't have anything to clean these with. So I'm using my regular kombucha bottles that, I previously used, and they work fabulous. So on to the second brew. I am using some mulberries, but you can use any type of berry that you like. And I'm putting about 3 tablespoons per jar. And that's what I did the first time that I did this, and that's what works for me. They tasted great. I actually mixed some cranberries the first time with the mulberries, and that was awesome. So yeah, you do you. Do what you like. Some raspberries would be good, some cherries, blueberries. Okay, so for the second fermentation, I'm going to use my funnel and carefully pour the kombucha into my bottles, leaving about 1 to 2 inch headspace. And then after you get them all, I mean, I left a lot more than that, obviously, here, but I wasn't being particular about it. But after you get them all filled up, you're going to leave the bottles at room temperature for about 1 to 3 days, and the carbon dioxide will build up, possibly more than your bottles can handle. So pop the lid open once a day to release the pressure. And when you're happy with the fizziness and the flavor of your kombucha, cool the bottles in the fridge, and then enjoy. I put all of my second brew bottles next to my coffee pot so I could remember to burp them every day. That was going to be easier for me. And that's what I did the first time. And I think that if I wouldn't have put them like on the counter where I could see it every day, I probably would have forgot. So, yeah. Kombucha's expensive, guys. So I'm glad that I learned how to make my own. And if you like kombucha, I mean, making your own is so easy. And the taste is like so much better. It's amazing how good it tastes. I will probably never go back to buying them at the store.